So lately there has been some big stuff going on out there in the boxing world. So first, we got Errol Spence. He did trigger that rematch clause. So we are going to get a rematch. It's looking like it was going to be possibly the end of this year or the beginning of next year. So I was thinking they were going to pay him out so that they didn't have to do a rematch, but it's looking like the rematch is basically almost I wouldn't say a done deal, but it's looking like it's going to happen now. So Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are going to do a rematch, possibly the end of this year, if not the beginning of next year. But there's some big stuff going on that, honestly, it's all favoring Errol Spence for this fight. I know a lot of people, and we all know Terence Crawford is going to be the huge favorite in this fight. Huge favorite. I mean, he won in the best way you could possibly win. He left it to where Errol Spence couldn't make any type of excuse whatsoever. Like, if Terence Crawford would have just went out there and starched Errol and knocked him out cold, then at least Errol could have the excuse of, oh, hey, he caught me with a good shot and I went out. And that was it. He just caught me with a good shot. But with a beat down like Terence Crawford put on him, just one-sided beat down, just getting dropped, hurt, stopped, the ref had to save him. There's no excuse you can make for that type of win. There's just none. So Terence Crawford winning in the most dominant fashion that he possibly could have, he's going to be a huge favorite going into the rematch. But here's the thing. That puts all the pressure on Terence Crawford. Spence is literally going to come to this rematch with zero pressure. Nothing. He's got nothing left to prove. Everyone is going to be doubting him. So I expect this to be a much, much better fight than what most people might think it's going to end up being. And here's another thing. As you can see right here, Terence Crawford's trainer, BOMAC, just came off of that big win for Chris Eubank Jr. over Liam Smith. Huge win for him and a big win for BOMAC too, especially coming off that Terence Crawford to do what he has done to not only Terence Crawford's career, but now Chris Eubank's career. BOMAC is definitely the top trainer in the world right now, probably going to get trainer of the year, but he was arrested due to having a gun and trying to get on a plane while having a firearm, which, firearms in the UK is very much illegal. So he's been arrested, and the big question is, what is this? How is this going to impact Terence Crawford going into this Errol Spence rematch? Well, we don't know yet. As we can see right here, it says that he is in custody, so he is arrested, and most likely he will be held until his court date, which will be October 9th. What I'm hearing is that he's going to be held for sure until that court date, October 9th. So we're just not so sure what's going to happen, because if he gets in some serious trouble here, Terence Crawford could be losing his biggest trainer and the biggest trainer in the world right now. Terence Crawford could be losing the guy who has helped him get to where he is today. And that's a big issue. So not only is all the pressure going to be on Terence Bud Crawford, him coming in as a huge favorite, but now he's lost his trainer. But also, you got to think, this rematch is most likely going to be at 154 pounds. So that gives the edge a little bit more to the bigger guy in Errol Spence. He's not going to be cutting as much weight. He's not going to be as weight drained. So that's another thing that's going to factor into this fight, man. It's just adding up. More and more things are starting to add up in Errol's side, and people aren't going to see this. They're going to be blind to it come fight night, because they're just going to look at that last fight and think, well, Terence is just going to dog walk him again. But I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a completely different fight. And on a side note, it could be for a title, because those of you who don't know, Jermell Charlo is actually the undisputed 154-pound champion, but he is set to take on Canelo Alvarez here in a few weeks on September 30th. And they said as soon as that bell rings for the fight against Charlo and Canelo Alvarez, all those belts will be vacant. He will not be the 154-pound champion anymore. So is Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, are they going to be fighting for a 154-pound strap? I don't know. I would like so. I would think that would be a great idea. Make it for the strap. And if Charlo wants to come back to 154, he'll have to take on one of these guys to earn those straps back. But like I said, there's a lot of new factors leading into this next fight, and I think it's going to be a lot more competitive. I think it's going to be a lot less one-sided as it was the first time around, and I don't know what you guys think. Could we see Errol Spence get the dub here? Could we see Errol Spence pull off the mega upset, because we already know he's going to be such a big underdog in this fight. He really is. I don't think anyone is really going to give him a chance except for maybe his family and people who train with him and his coaches. I just don't think people are going to give him the chance. And I've already seen other coaches and trainers out there saying that they think that the beatdown is going to be even worse. So there's people out there that genuinely think Terence Crawford is going to put an even worse beating on Errol Spence than he did the first fight. So I don't know, man. Everything is kind of leaning towards Errol Spence's favor, and he has nothing to lose. That's the crazy thing. He has nothing to lose. All the risk is on Terence Crawford's end. If Spence loses, Terence Crawford was just the better man, and that's just it. He just moves on with his career. He fights other fights. But if Terence Crawford manages to lose this fight, well, number one, we're looking at a trilogy. And number two, it's going to shake up the boxing world, because I guarantee you no one is expecting Errol Spence to win this fight. But of course, I'm curious to see what y'all think about this. Do you think the arrest from BOMAC is going to cause a factor? Do you think that BOMAC could be serving time that could bleed into that training camp, that preparation for the Errol Spence fight, so it could hurt Terence Crawford a little bit here? Do you think Errol Spence has the upper hand now it's at 154? Do you think they're going to fight for a 154-pound strap? I don't know. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I'll catch you in the next video.